So Robbie asked me this question before class. I was actually in Sprouts getting groceries, and his exact question was, I'll read the question word for word. What's your take on DMing new followers a quick thank you message and showing appreciation? Do you think it helps build followers and community, or do people find it annoying? So it could work both ways. It depends on how you approach it. But I like the more time you spend, or actually I'm going to tell you that I highly encourage you to spend more time in your DMs than you spend on your feed and your stories, because that's where the most fulfilling conversations happen. That's where the business deals happen. That's where the collaborations come together. Um, like I can post things in my feed and it's gone from like a comment on my feed to my DM to like a collaboration conversation, but like all the fulfilling interactions really happen on a DM. And my answer to Robbie was yes. And if you even go a step further and personalize your message to them, like go to their profile, see what they're into, see what they like, and leave some kind of personal remark on something that you noticed to let them know, hey, I actually went and checked you out, versus I'm just someone copying and pasting a message 100 different times. If you give them some kind of signal that you went and looked at their profile, at least it'll make you stick out in their head. But that's how you really build community, and that's how you let people know that you're a human and that you're accessible and that you're actually there controlling everything, versus it being like an agent or some third party who's just trying to boost your following or whatever. But like that's really where that's where things happen, and a lot of magic can happen in the DMs. So don't like take that for granted. And if you're coaching a client or consulting with someone, make sure to like impress that upon them, that like they should really leverage their DMs, reaching out to people saying thank you, even for like a comment they left on your song or something, especially if they leave a really like praise, like a comment praising your song or something. You should send them a DM and be like, hey, I really appreciate that comment. You should also like heart and leave a comment back on it, but then you should go even further, go to the DM and say, you know what, I just wanted to go to the extra mile to say I really appreciate that comment you left. It made my day. And that could be the difference between someone spending $100 on you the next year or someone just not paying attention to you ever again. Because I suck at writing bios. You can make money doing it. It's a really great, like if you know how to write a good bio and know how to do the research to write good bios, you can make money long term. And Ariel said that yesterday. And then in my meeting with Keith today, he was like, she said it. She was like, she said it yesterday. I worked in publicity for 8 years. It's true. It was like, you can always make money writing bios, because and honestly, as a blogger, 98% of artist bios suck. They suck. They just do. They're too long. They tell too many details of a story that no one cares about, especially if you're like sending it to a busy blogger like myself. Like, I don't have time to dive into every little detail of your life. I just need to know, like, what do you stand for? What do you want me to check out, and where do I go to check it out? It's really that simple. I mean, those long flowery bios with all those details are good for fans and people like your super fans that go to your website and will spend 30 minutes reading through a long story like that, whatever. But in the real world and in a practical sense, things move quickly and people are consuming data in small chunks, and they don't take the time to read long pages of information. Not in today's world. It's 2021.